at their worst, do their best to avoid you. Bounty hunting. You're about to meet the man labeled the top all-around bounty man in the Big Easy, New Orleans. Here's a sample of what Tat2 Thacker and his crew do. You'll figure out who Tat2 is. Just look at his arms. Watch for the arms.
Let him get away.
I got him. I'm taking him on foot. He's down on the ground. He's down on the ground.
He's over there. He's running.
Don't move. Get down on the ground. Don't move, dude.
That'll get your blood pressure up. Tat2 Thacker stars in the reality show Big Easy Justice, which debuted on Spike TV just this month. Tat2, thanks for joining me, sir. You're on TV now. Don't be nervous. I heard you were nervous. You're a big-time bounty hunter, and you're nervous about being on TV. You shouldn't do that. So I have to ask you this. You've nabbed more than 10,000 fugitives in your 12 years of bounty hunting down in New Orleans, and we did the math. That's more than, I think, like 2 bail jumpers a day. New Orleans has that many fugitives?
We average probably about 5 a night we pick up.
Really? Is it worse since Katrina?
It's definitely worse since Katrina. Basically, when Katrina hit, basically everybody was displaced. When everybody was put back, the bad with the good with the bad, the neighborhoods were, put together, and everybody was combined. Mm-hmm. So then you took the neighborhoods that had the most crime and put it in a neighborhood that had no crime. So now every neighborhood had crime, even more so than it did before.
Mm. I'm sure you've had some pretty scary experiences. What's the scariest for you?
We've been shot at. I've had my head split open. There's been several things that's happened since we've been doing this, but I'll leave it all in God's hands. Whatever happens, happens. I got a job to do, and that's exactly what I do.
So, Tat2, you said that you've been shot at, you had your head split open, and in the little piece of video that we saw there, your people use guns. Have you ever had to fire it?
No, not as a bounty hunter, no. We fire it every 6 months to get trained. Me and my guys actually go to the range and we train, and I make sure that they're up on their training with firearms. Other than that, I don't think people really want to mess with us too much.
Yeah. So even though you've been fired, you try not. That's the last thing you want to do is to use that gun, but you will use it.
It's a last resort, but at the same time, you need to think it's their life or yours.
Okay. So listen, we think your job is all action, but bounty hunters, they have to do a lot of talking too. Sometimes I think you're almost like therapists. Let's watch another clip, and then we'll talk about it.
This drinking and driving he's doing is basically attempted murder. You had 18 different charges, okay? Do you realize they can throw you under the jail right now for 18 traffic charges? I'll help you out so you don't lose your job. But you gotta promise me you're gonna try it, because if not, I'm gonna fight everything I can to get you put in a rehab.
You're like a counselor.
Yeah, sometimes we have to be. That clip right there was a guy that I actually went to high school with, and now he actually has 2 jobs and quit drinking.
Oh, really? Do you think that when you sit there and you sort of talk to them and counsel them, do you think you get through? You think you got through to this guy?
I know I got through to him because I know him personally. I've known him since he was a kid, and different people have asked me about him, and I actually did a follow-up on him after. And like I said, he's working as an electrician. He's working at one of the department stores, and also he quit drinking. And everybody said that it did him a world of good. Yeah. And it is a psychological game at the same time. You have to sometimes play this game with people because they're playing a game with you. But with him, it was downright honest. I was telling him how it was and the way his life was going.
People wonder, this is so dangerous, why you would do it. Do you make a lot of money? Tons of money doing this?
You don't make tons of money, no. The more money you make, the more money you spend. I got the crew to pay for it. I got expenses with the vehicles and maintaining equipment. So, it's a lot of money out of pocket. But I think more than money, there's something more, that important than the money. It's getting the bad guys off the street. Yeah. And that's the passion that I got.
Listen, I know what you do. We see it, there in the show and in the video clips, but I know what you do is very dangerous. And in all fairness, Nothing as dangerous as what you did, but when I worked in Philadelphia, I went to bounty hunting school and became a licensed bounty hunter, and it's scary knocking on people's doors and surrounding their houses. You never know what you're up against. I just did it that one time. I don't ever want to do it again.
It's when you first start, it's scary, but when you've been doing it as long as I have, and you just rely on what you know, the training you received, it starts to become an everyday thing, and I've come to the realization that whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But I know if I go out like that, I'll be happy because I know at least I'm protecting the people that need to be protected.
And you're doing what you want to do. Hey, thank you, Tat2. Appreciate it, man. Good luck. Stay safe.
All right, you too.
All right.